Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. I just kind of want to put a challenge out there to my subscribers and anybody who's interested in this challenge. It's a 3 months challenge, and what it is to select 3 tools of your choice, and that would be a knife for me, an axe and a saw. So that'll be my 3 tools in my challenge. And the reason this has come about is, I'm sure you're well aware of, if you've been on my channel a number of times, I've got hundreds of knives, and you're wondering why have I got so many knives. Well, I've gathered them over the years, and we're talking 30-40 years to get the collection I've got now. But the reality of it, of the actual situation here, is you'll actually really need a very limited amount of tools. And the reason I'm putting this challenge out to you is I want you to select your tool. For talking's sake, today I've got the Tops Bob knife. I've had this for 6-7 years, maybe even longer now, and you can see I've modified it. And the reason I've modified it is to suit my needs for what I do when I'm out in the woods. And years ago I used to think that there was such a thing as a holy grail knife. Well, through my experiences I found that not to be the case, because there's too many different situations, climates, jobs that you actually need your knife to do. As a one tool option, yeah, you know, you try to get the best out of it, and I just kept changing my knives, looking, it could do with this, it could do with that, changes done to the knife. For talking's sake, in these woods here they're pine, but when you go to the jungle, you know, it's a total different environment. The knife needs to be able to cope with that environment. So what worked here didn't necessarily work in the jungle. I know that's kind of an extreme change there, but I'm hoping and you'll get the drift of what I'm trying to say here. What I want you to do then is actually select a knife of your choice, and I want you to try and get the best you can out of this. And what I'm talking about here is techniques over the next 3 months. Does your technique need to change to get the best out of the tool? And I can guarantee you the tool won't do everything you want it to do. You'll need to modify your techniques to get the most out of it. And just like I've done with this knife here, I've modified it, ground down the spine to give me 90 degrees. I've changed the shape of the handle to make it more comfortable for me. It's increased the size of the thumb scallops in it. I've reduced the front guard here and made it more a finger choil. The Shango notch I found to be absolutely useless, so I've taken a Dremel tool to it and increased the sharpness of the 90 degrees, so it works a bit better, but I'm still not happy with it. I'm really quite disappointed in Tops putting out a function on a knife that actually doesn't work. These are just a few modifications I've had to do to this knife to try and get the most out of it. And this knife works fantastic, and I could manage with this knife the rest of my days for what I do out in the woods when I'm camping, bushcrafting and survival. But I have other knives that I change frequently, as you know when you've seen my videos, and they do some jobs better than this, and this knife does some jobs better than the knife I selected. For talking's sake, my parang. Obviously I can't chop down as large trees with a knife like this as I could with my parang. So it's different horses for different courses, but I want you to try and get the best you can out of the tool you select for the next 3 months, and that's my challenge to you. So if you put that in the comments box what your 3 tools are, and we'll see the changes that you make to your knife, if any, if you think it needs it for the purposes you use your knife. Has your techniques changed? Has the geometry changed on the knives? Are you actually going to bin the knife because you've decided that it's useless for what you actually really do? Or are you going to keep it and go, this is one of the best tools I've ever had? So I'll be interested to see the comebacks and the changes and the modifications that you're going to make to your one tool option. There you go, there's some of the modifications I've done to this knife just to get as much out of it as I possibly can. Right Ryan, I've gave you the challenge, 3 tools for 3 months. What tools are you selecting for this challenge?
Got the Husqvarna hatchet. I think this is a small hatchet. Also want to use my cookery. I like a wee bit better with that. That's a Origin Knives Custom cookery. And also, I really want to get to grips with this wee saw. I've had this for a number of years now. It's never let me down yet. Could be doing a wee bit longer. In one of the previous videos we spoke about that. But however, I mean, it is still a nice wee camp foldable saw. Right guys, so that's my 3 tools that I've chosen for the next 3 months. Now that will roughly be finished about the end of April. Post it in the comments box what 3 tools you would choose. So we'll see how everybody's modified their tools and their techniques in that journey of 3 months.